going, everybody? I hope you're all doing well out there, given these crazy times. Hope you got all your supplies and everything you need. But haven't been able to go to the record store in a few weeks. I'm starting to get the itch, so I've been buying shit online, which I suppose is, excuse me, helping out the economy. I don't have coronavirus, though. It's just allergies here in the Midwest. They suck right now. So I've been buying some shit that's been on my Discogs list and cleaning up my want list and things like that. And I've been listening to a lot more music in these times, just because I'm not really going out and doing anything anymore. So what better time to sit here amongst all my music and listen to stuff. So the first thing I want to talk about, what's in the background. I'm going to talk about a few things I bought here. This is a split album, De Ord, I believe. This is a split between I can never pronounce the band's name, Fluisteraaris and Turia. Kind of experimental black metal. Both these bands are from the Netherlands. And as stated on the little sticker here up top, apparently this album, they each have one track, one on one side, one on the other. Each song's about 14 minutes long. It says the recorded produced simultaneously. It deals with two primary rivers of Gelderland, which is where they're from, the Wall and the Rhine. So I don't know the significance of those two rivers or whatnot, but it's just kind of an homage to their homeland. The lyrics are on an insert here that I don't know language, and then a picture of the band there. First couple listens, I was not as pulled in as you can imagine. 14-minute song takes a lot of patience to absorb. The song you're hearing now is the Fluisteraaris side. A lot more slow, more melodic. The Turia side is a little more experimental, a little more fast, some more blast beats and things like that. But this is about my fifth go around with this split, and so far I'm liking it quite a bit. I'll link to it below and you all can check it out. First up, some record that I bought recently from 20 Buck Spin. Take it out of the package here. This is one I heard a lot about last year and finally got around to picking it up. This is the Fetid album, Steeping Corporeal Mess. It's a 5-song. I don't know if they consider this an album or an EP. I don't remember the color scheme of this, but it's kind of cool. It's like a clear with green and brown speckles throughout, and some yellow in there. It kind of matches the album cover, you can see here. And the insides came out 20 Buck Spin, if I didn't mention. Some lyrics in here. And then a 3-piece band. I believe these guys are from, I had it up when I was researching the band earlier, from Seattle/Portland area. Just kind of a grimy death metal is what I would describe it as if I had to pick a genre. Cool album cover. I think if you can get lost in all the fun stuff there on the cover. I believe one or two of the people in this band were in the band Witch Vomit, if you're familiar with Witch Vomit. This is their debut. I think 5 songs. The length-wise, I don't know if they consider this an EP or they consider this a full length. It's 5 songs. I can't remember the cutoff time for EP, LP. So this is probably pretty close, but it's 5 songs is enough for me on this. I can't imagine they're listening to 10, 12 songs of this. This genre, for me anyway, only goes so far. There's only so much you can do with it. It's good, it's high quality, it sounds great, but 5 songs is just the perfect amount. So if you're into this kind of stuff, highly recommend checking out. Kind of a death, sludgy, I want to say sludge and kind of dirty, not like sludge metal album. I think they had a demo that came out in 2017. Got signed to 20 Buck Spin. The other thing I like about 20 Buck Spin, if you order from them, sometimes I get a card in the mail. It's a Terminator trading card from 2008, I think, for no fucking reason whatsoever. That's just kind of a funny thing that they have put in some of my orders I've received over the years. And then they usually throw in some cool stickers. So I got a Mammoth Grinder sticker, great band. I had the pleasure of seeing them live, kind of a grind band. I believe they're from Texas. Oscillarium. This is an album, I can't remember the name of the album that they put out last year, but it's on my wish list. And then this looks like a band called Scorched, which I'm not familiar with, but it's always cool when 20 Buck Spin sends you an album and you get some little extras in it for nothing. So kudos to that label. They've been on a tear, like I said in one of my previous videos. Last year they just had a lot of great stuff. So next up, this is an album I found, I believe, through Bandcamp. I saw someone that I follow bought it. I listened to a couple songs and I liked it, but this is Denunciation with Garbage Burial. Based on the cover, the name of the band, and the sorry for the glare, the name of the band and song titles such as Urge to Stab, Whacked and Hacked, Hunting Human Prey. 6-song, I believe this is an EP, and I think there's the inside here for this particular release. They are from Sacramento, California, and this came out on, I can't remember the name of the label, it's hard to read, Bizarre Leprous Productions out of the Czech Republic. Just take the CD out here. There's a picture of the band on the tray. This is more in line with Fetid that I just talked about, I would say. Some lyrics and pictures there. It says this was recorded in 2019 in Sacramento. It's a 4-piece band. It's more grind, D-beat type stuff with some samples thrown in. If I remember correctly, there was a sample from Goodfellas on here. And if you read this side part, it says ignorant garbage death metal. So you get the idea of what you're getting into here. Again, 6 songs, plenty of time for this kind of stuff. Again, for a band like this, I wouldn't want to listen to a 12, 15 song release from them. But I'm looking at their Bandcamp, and they've actually sold out of their original release. They've gone through 2 cassette pressings of this. Tons of people have supported them on Bandcamp, and this actual CD itself, there's only 3 left on Bandcamp of this pressing. So people are digging it. And another band yet that sent some free stuff. Urge to Stab, Denunciation sticker. I can't remember where that guy's from. The TV show, I think, but cool sticker. They also sent me a couple other stickers. Abhorrency. Did not know who this band was, but if you want to check them out, I might link it below. But they are smart enough to put the Bandcamp address on the back. Some of these black metal, death metal, whatever you want to call it, bands, you have cool logos, but if you send me a sticker such as this, I searched, there's nothing on the back of the sticker. I searched and searched trying to find this band, and I don't think I ever could find it. DEFE, and then there's, looks like GATOR. I tried to search on this band, I couldn't find it, but I did find this band. They were not bad, but just wasn't really that original, I didn't think, but I'll link it below, you might like it. And then for those of you out west, they also included a little postcard here for Eastern Front Records, Nuclear War Now Productions, another great label. Apparently this is the Bay Area's only record store focusing on black death thrash, heavy metal type stuff. I wish something like this was here. I'd probably be broke, but then there's an advertisement on the back. So if you're on the West Coast, you might want to check that out. Free advertising for the record store there. I'm not paid by them or anything. Next up is an album from a band called, I'm trying to get the glare off of here. This is a band called Godfrim, I believe is how it's pronounced. This is an album called Reflections. They've had a couple of EPs in 2018, 2019. There's the inside. This came out on Profile Lore Records, a great label out of Canada. I'm trying to show you as much as I can. My only complaint with this album so far is that everything is so black. I don't know if there was a pressing but or just the way they did the art, but it's very hard. It's easier to see showing you here. But the front cover, there's a lot of cool nuances to it, but it's very hard to see. The inside just has some lyrics and what these guys are from, I believe, the United Kingdom. Or from England. Great doom, slow, heavy, dark vocals, very melodic too. There's a few the song I'm thinking is "We Are the Dead." Very catchy song. I'll try to find a link to that and put it below along with the full album. If you're a fan of doom and like the catchiness of doom and don't mind some of the guttural vocals, I think you would really dig this if you like the guttural stuff and the melody that doom brings. I think this came out in 2020. Getting a lot of hype right now. I enjoy this album a lot. It's very long. Some of the songs I think are 8-10 minutes long, but you'll be hearing a lot more about these guys throughout the rest of 2020. Just great melodic doom. I didn't realize this. There seems to be a theme here. This is like the third 3-piece band. And there's another one coming up here, so that was completely by accident. But yeah, this is some great stuff. Huge fan of this album. I believe some of the guys in this band used to be in another doom band, My Dying Bride, which if you're a death metal fan, black metal fan, you know who My Dying Bride are. So yeah, this is going to be in heavy rotation for me throughout the rest of 2020. So Reflections from Godthrim, and I apologize if that's not how you pronounce the band name. Next up, this is an oldie but a goodie, but it has been remastered. This is Cradle of Filth, Cruelty and the Beast, and they call it remistressed instead of remastered, but this is a reissue that just came out. I don't know if it was end of 2019 or early 2020. This is a great album. I thought it was great back when it came out. Here's the inside. But what they've done is taken the old recordings. Remember the old Cradle Filth recordings? There's a little Danny Filth right up in here. The drums sounded like tin cans. The production was extremely trebly, not a lot of bottom end. And usually when a remaster comes out, there's some lyrics and whatnot in here. I'm usually not a fan of remastered shit because sometimes I think some of the original rawness of the album kind of goes away. Comes to mind as they remastered Rust in Peace by Megadeth as one that they just butchered the shit out of it. It sounds worse than the original. So when I heard about this, I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to pick up or not, but this remaster has breathed some new life into this album. If you were a fan of this album before, I highly recommend picking this up, and don't stream it on YouTube or anything to get the full effect. I think you need to buy it on CD. I don't know if I'm sure they released it on vinyl. Music for Nations reissued this, so the quality is better, the production's better, the vocals cut through more, the bass, the drums especially sound 10 times better than they did on the original. The only thing I didn't like about this, and I don't remember if this was on the original, but they did a cover of Hallowed Be Thy Name by Iron Maiden. I don't know if that was a bonus for this or if that was on the original, but they probably could have left that off. I don't know why you would try to cover Hallowed Be Thy Name by Iron Maiden in this style. It didn't work for me, but that's just my humble opinion. Last but not least, a band I heard about in 2019 I believe it was, yeah. And they had an EP that came out in 2017 I had heard of. Didn't pay much attention to it, but then Century Media put this out in 2019. This is Vitriol. Let's see, try to get the glare there. To Bathe from the Throat of Cowardice. These guys are from Portland, Oregon. And yet another three-piece band. I had heard a lot of hype about these guys. And when I bought the CD and I opened it up and I saw this picture, I was like, so we got, this looks like a picture that, you know, they're standing in water. It's almost like something, it's obviously in Portland or something like that, but the picture just kind of threw me for a loop. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. What's this going to be like? Inside here, this is straight up technical death metal done right. I can't express enough how great this album is. Again, another really dark album cover. It's hard to see what's going on there. There's obviously a blade there with a head cutting the throat, obviously, to bathe from the throat of cowardice. Great musicianship here. Listen to it first, and you're going to be amazed that this is a three-piece. And when I heard it, I thought, oh, these guys are one of these bands that get in a studio and kind of geek out on Pro Tools and just cut and splice and make something sound a certain way. But Century Media actually released some videos of them playing through some of these songs, and I'm going to link those below. One is just the bass player and the guitar player, and the other one is the drummer. I believe the drummer plays on Legacy of Contempt. And then they show the guitar player and bass player playing through a couple songs, Parting of the Neck and Crowned in Retaliation. These guys know how to play their instruments. I'm extremely impressed by these guys, and I think you get more of appreciation of technical black metal, death metal when you watch how this music is performed. I know a lot of people hear this kind of music and think, oh, that's just a bunch of noise, some guy that sounds like Cookie Monster growling in a microphone. Any old moron could put out music like that. I'm going to put the videos that shows them playing these songs, and you're going to see how difficult this music really is to play. I think black metal, death metal especially, has always kind of been seen as a bunch of lack of musicianship, so to speak. Maybe not in our circles, but from the outside looking in. And these guys are just phenomenal players. The bass player's doing he's not using a pick, he's using his fingers. So that was the first thing that caught my eye. He's doing some tapping with his finger on the bass. The guitar player's doing some sweep picking, kind of like the old Morbid Angel days. And then the drummer's just all over the place. I was just, the album itself, I was really impressed with. And then once I got on, listening to it on YouTube, doing research for this video, I saw these playthrough videos, and I watched some of them more than once. You can see the passion in their faces while they're playing. You can see that the technical expertise you need to play some of these riffs and these songs. And they're going to sound all over the place the first time you listen to it. But I don't know. I didn't hear much about this album in 2019. Maybe you did. I'm surprised I didn't hear more about it. They're on Century Media, which is a pretty big label. So, yeah, one of my go-to releases right now. Production is top-notch on this. Musicianship is also top-notch on that as well. So, pardon me. I've got some other stuff I'm going to go through later today, but here's my, I don't need Google. My wife knows everything mug. She bought it for me too, so if you're offended, that's too bad. I've got a stack of new vinyl that came in. I've got some other CDs down here that some aren't metal. A couple rap CDs I wanted to get into last year that I finally got to. And then I might start going through some of my, I've got some cassettes over here. Some of them are new. Most of them are not. Some of them are cheesy, but I've ordered a few cassettes recently through Bandcamp. I'll be talking about those. I haven't highlighted many cassettes there. I have the first death metal cassette I ever bought over here, and it happens to be a Desert Island album for me, so I might do a video on that. And a friend of mine, I don't remember which band, I think it was Jesus Lizard. He said you should do a Hidden Gems video because he had not heard of the Jesus Lizard. And that video I did not too long ago that had some noise rock in it, he said, man, Jesus Lizard's really good. You should do a Hidden Gems video. So I might do that. There's a few bands out there that I don't hear hardly anything about for whatever reason. And I think they're great. And maybe other people do as well. So, and if not, maybe you'll find something new. So that's it for this edition of Most of the Metal. Hope you all are doing well out there. Stay positive, listen to music, and this too shall pass. So catch y'all later.